Congrats to this Canterbury team.
Thank you.
Second ever regional title, first since 2009. What has it been about this team that's been so special throughout this playoff run?
I've been on a lot of teams in my life, but I gotta say that this is the most connected team I've ever played on. These guys are all really close. It's like a brotherhood. I think every guy is playing for the guy next to him. And I think we've really tapped into that in the playoff run because we had a couple little rough skids during the regular season where we kind of looked disconnected. We looked a little discombobulated, but once we hit the playoffs, we were off and running. We were really connected. We were playing for each other. Everything just kind of clicked. We were hitting, we were fielding. Everything that all the work we had put in was really come to fruition.
You were talking about those bumps and the bumps that you went through during the regular season. How did this group stay together through that adversity and find a way to put together their best baseball in the postseason?
I'd like to attribute a lot of that to Parker Evans. He just left off for basic training down in South Carolina. He was with us up until the sectional championship. He was really good at motivating the guys, really just keeping them up. He was really good with just keeping energy at an all-time high. In the 4 years I've been here, there hasn't been a guy who's really just motivated people like he has. And I think that's not only going to play out well for him in the Army, but it's going to really carry along for us in this run.
When you look back on this sectional run and the regionals, you take down Lakewood Park, back and forth game, and then you take down a Fremont team who was the host team in that sectional. At what point during that run did you feel like, okay, we got something special brewing here?
It was honestly that this sounds cliche, but it was right when we stepped on that field for that first sectional game. I really just felt something different in the air. It felt like everybody was all in. It felt like all the seniors just weren't ready to go down yet. So I think there's been a lot of motivation on just one more game, one more out, one more pitch, just one more moment. So I think that's been big for us. I think that's something that every guy's really building on.
Well, now you get ready for semi-state over at Lafayette. How are you guys handling this week, just knowing you're going to have to win 2 games to bring home this program's first ever semi-state?
I think a lot of guys are really trying to save their arm in a way because we're going to need some arms for that. And I think we do have the capabilities to win both of those games. In total honesty, I think that we can go really far with this team. So I think a lot of guys are just really locking down. We're trying to get the basics down, just a lot of little fundamental things that maybe in the game will peak out a lot more than it would in practice. So I think just those little things, yeah.
Just overall, what are you most excited about when you make the trip to Loeb Stadium this Saturday?
I mean, I've been up around there a ton. I've seen the field. It's incredible, but just the feeling of being able to represent this team somewhere that they haven't been since 2009 is just surreal because these 4 years, I really found myself, ended up not really knowing what I was going to do with baseball after my sophomore year, just kind of getting to the recruiting landscape, and eventually now I'm going to University of Indianapolis. So I really found a lot of myself here, and I think being able to represent the school that really helped me find myself is big.
Good deal, my man. Reed, anything else you want to add that I haven't asked already?
Just be ready for some noise from the Cavs.